guys, my name is Nnadozie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing the series Overcoming Family Dysfunction and Abuse. And today I'm here with my two, I was about to say three sisters. I'm the third sister. Or maybe Emma's the third sister. But we're going to be continuing the series Overcoming Family Dysfunction and Abuse. And today's topic is going to be about the toxic sisterhood we had when we grew up in our dysfunctional family. So without further ado, I'm gonna let my sisters introduce themselves.
Well, hey guys, my name is Princess Faith. I am the firstborn. She's the secondborn.
Why do you have to lower your tone when you said she's the secondborn like it's a bad thing?
Because you're the secondborn.
This is exactly your personality.
I'm also on YouTube. Well, do I have to include that?
You can say.
I also have a YouTube channel where I do lifestyle content centered around faith, and I just pretty much share the journey of where God has taken me through, whether that's through beauty or business. So definitely check me out, and on to you.
Hey guys, my name is Emma.
Why are you laughing?
Some people call me Courtney.
No, I don't do Courtney. So sometimes talk about like how we're like some of the Kardashians. Emma's definitely Courtney.
I'm Courtney.
She gives Courtney. AJ's Chris.
No, she's Chloe. She's definitely a Chloe.
That's disgusting.
Princess Faith.
So suddenly I'm Princess Faith.
You're definitely a Kris Jenner. You give mom and dad vibes.
Chris. Look, she's wearing all black right now.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
It's just in her, you know.
Things just have to be organized.
See, we don't even have to explain it. You
No!
guys can see.
Oh my gosh, this was not planned.
I'm literally about to cry from laughing.
That's why you think you're Courtney.
What? I am she. She's me.
Emma is definitely a Courtney. I'm so sorry.
I need you to put a picture of Kourtney Kardashian and put a picture of Emma. Tell me how much they look alike.
Kourtney Kardashian is the energy. It's not about the.
It's just a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Some people have it, some people don't.
So what are you then?
Well, I don't know. You guys tell me.
No, because you think you're like.
I don't know. You guys tell me. Some say I'm the Kim.
Some say she's a legend. She's allegedly Kim.
I guess I'm like Kim Kardashian.
I think she's more like Kylie, not Kim.
Really? I can see Kylie.
No, I don't see Kylie.
Because Kylie has a funny side to her, and Kim has and Kylie also has a fashion side to her. So that is Amarachi. Amarachi's not.
It's
Kim.
giving Kim.
It's not. You
giving
just think
Kim.
it's
You know,
Kim.
honestly,
Vote down below, but it's giving Kim.
honestly, I kind of resonate with Kim, but I always feel like sometimes I'm like maybe I'm Kylie. I think I'm
She's
Kylie.
Kim. She's Kim.
Anyways, I'm none of them, and I'm not Chris either. I'm just Princess Faith.
You know the video where
That's such a Chris.
somebody
thing
was
to
like,
do.
anybody every time you look like Beyonce, and she's like, no, they say I look like Shalissa.
What video is that? You might want to insert that because no one knows what you're
It's
talking about.
literally like.
Have anybody ever tell you look like Beyonce?
Nah, they usually tell me I look like Shalissa.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even get to fully introduce myself.
I'm sorry.
Hi guys, my name is Emma, and I have a YouTube channel as well. You can check it out in the link below. But I make content about being a pre-med student and my lifestyle and my journey to medicine. You're welcome.
Love that.
That's cute. It's safe to say we're all lifestyle in different ways.
We all can sing.
We all sing.
I'm sorry. You threw yourself into that one. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
Are we gonna get through this video?
You have to
getting
see the
to
meme.
it.
If you saw the meme, you'd all be laughing.
You have to see it.
One thing you don't know about Ariana Grande is that she literally sings everything. Like she's starting to forget how to talk in her own voice because she sings everything, and it's a good thing. She's a beautiful voice, but it's awesome. She sings absolutely everything. She never stops.
That's so true, Liz. You sing a lot too. Like, especially during
I think we all sing.
Yeah, I guess
All
I sing the weirder things.
Yeah.
She's so delusional. Say
We need to put the meme in here.
we're gonna put the meme.
But I don't even know what the meme is.
Okay.
It's okay.
What is this? What is this hand? I promise I'm not this serious. I'm on a time crunch.
She's always on a time crunch. I promise you, this girl always has
on
a
a
schedule.
schedule.
I have to edit your mom's YouTube video. So
Okay. All right, y'all.
For sure. With your all black outfit.
All right, so
Can we get a coffee break?
what?
What?
Video, please.
I already made my tea. I just need ice to add to it.
Okay. All right.
Am
go-
I
go
on
get
dish
it,
duty,
go get
by
it.
the way?
We have a dishwasher, so you guys need to
She
stop.
likes to put me
Stop
on
hand
dish
washing the dishes. That's one thing I wanted to say. Stop doing that.
Do you want to take the dishes out of the dishwasher and then put new dishes into the
Yeah,
dishwasher?
I don't have a problem doing that.
Okay, maybe then you can be on dish duty.
Let's pray real quick, you guys. All right.
Let's get to it.
So let's get straight into this video. So we're talking about toxic sisterhood, and the focus we're gonna go from is kind of what we picked up on in our family dysfunction. Obviously, we talked about witchcraft, but this particular topic is kind of gonna be when we were cognizant of what was going on and like when we started being friends as sisters. So before we were not friends, like me and EJ were like always close because we're 18 months apart. So yeah, sometimes I don't know, she be older because I've been thinking we're twins because we're the same age. Then when she give me that look, I know she older than me.
I think you need to clarify who's EJ, who's Princess Faith.
Oh, okay. So, while Igbo or Nigerian, and her Igbo name is Ijoma, but we called her EJ growing up. But technically, her first name is Princess Faith. I just found that out not too long ago. A couple years ago, to be honest, I always thought your first name was Ijoma, and I also thought you were born in 1998. And I thought your birthday was November 12th. So everything about you was just wrong.
Getting worse.
But anyways, yeah, this is Ijoma. Emma, her Igbo name is Chinelo, but her first name is Emanuela. That's a whole story behind that, but we call her Emma. We always called Emma. So, clarification. Okay, so a little bit of a backstory. When me and EJ were younger, we were kind of like going to the same school together. While Emma and Levi, they were kind of around the same age. You guys are still 18 months apart, right? I think so.
Less than that.
Okay.
Wait, more than that. Wait. We're 23 months apart.
Okay. Levi is our brother. He's the last born. But they were typically kind of grouped together, going to the same schools. Me and EJ were going to the same schools together. And then when I was in high school, EJ was in college, right?
Okay, so say I was in 9th grade. You were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
So we're always 2 grades behind each other. Well, I was 2 grades ahead of her.
Yeah. And as we grew up more and more, we became kind of exposed to like, I guess I'll call it a worldly lifestyle. We're Christians, by the way. But we grew up and we started getting involved in like different things like, you know, partying and probably not having the greatest friends and like cursing, all that stuff. So we started to pick that up. But Emma and Levi, they always stayed in a Christian school, so they weren't really exposed to much, I would say. Or even though there was stuff going on, they never really saw much of it. So me and EJ, we started to like get this like worldly mindset perspective going on. So as time went on, you know, me and EJ kind of had the same friends because we're around the same age range. Like we had a cousin that we were both close to, and then as time went on, it's like me and the cousin became close, and like low-key a part of me started to dislike my sister because I felt like she was doing things that I didn't agree with, so there was a clash there. But I'll let you kind of like
talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would say I have a lot of the memory of us growing up. So if I dated back to when we first came to America, I was 10 years old, going on 11. Okay, we never really had friends, it seems like, though.
That's so true.
So when we say friend group, I think we can boil it down to this particular one cousin that she's not really a cousin, we just called her a cousin anyways, that we both knew about from the year 2012.
And that I never liked.
Yeah, Emma never liked her.
Emma never really had a spec for her. But
was Emma a snitch?
I mean, like, I even thought you were a snitch at some point.
Yeah, I
too.
was a snitch.
I just think that with
She
me,
was a true snitch.
I was just young. I still snitch. Feel me?
Yeah, she goes, anything to tell her. I'm kidding.
Best believe my mom go find out.
Yeah, literally. If y'all tell me don't tell anybody, I'm telling my sisters, maybe my mom. But anyways.
Wow.
She just outed herself.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, we digress. Back to you.
Digress. I would say that growing up, I felt sheltered. It was one of those things where, you know, you grew up in an African household, Nigerian American, you know, when your parents are the immigrants, you come over here from Nigeria, there are rules and regulations that are in place. Our mom worked a lot. I remember our parents were barely ever home at some point, so I always felt like I want to see what's out there. So I was the rebellious one. Every time I asked to go out, I would be told, no, stay in the house, stay in your father's house. So there was always this thing about, like, you can't go out, you can't explore, can't even be involved in school activities, because after school we had to come right back home. Why? We had to stay with the younger siblings. There was nobody to look after them. I had to look after them. I had the keys of the house. So I wasn't really involved in anything extra after school because of that. And so I think out of that, I became super curious. I wanted to do other things, became rebellious, you know, sneak out of the house to go out sometimes. She or her would end up snitching.
Did you see that?
Getting me in trouble. But rightfully so, because if I put myself in my mom's shoes, of course, I would be upset with me. Moving forward, we come into the contact with the cousin. We become friends. We were like, I remember feeling this like, wow, I finally have a friend in America that's also Nigerian and I could also relate to.
Call ourselves the Igbo thugs.
It was really, like, I was so happy to have a friend because I knew that our mom and dad would be comfortable with us going over and her coming over. It was like a sense of familiarity. We could all do sleepovers, and through that friendship, we were able to find loopholes, like do other things that we're not allowed to do.
Mischief.
So I think that's, if I was to tell the story, that's how it was in my perspective. There was another Nigerian friend that we were able to like hang out with for a short period of time, but my mom felt that was not the best friendship for me, and it was getting me into a lot of trouble, and so that got out of the way. So growing up, you know, it was I could sense Amarachi having a tug of war, like what my sister's doing is not right, but like if I snitch on her, she's gonna call me a snitch, she's gonna get in trouble. So I feel like Amarachi then just was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bad side now. What we would call the bad side, because between three of us, the group of us, right, there are some things that you just didn't feel were morally correct, and I was just like very curious. I wanted to try everything, and I didn't feel like every single thing is bad to do. But you, on the other hand, were like, mom doesn't want us. You were just like moral. You like to be straight to the books, but I think my influence on like just not everything you have to tell mom, then you started like picking up some habits. And one thing I learned is like, especially parents, your kids are not listening to what you're saying, they're looking at what you do. So they're gonna do what you did and multiply. So that's the basic principle of leadership. If you don't have a good leadership and you're just talking, they're gonna just follow after, they're gonna pattern your behavior and add their own. And I would like to say that's kind of what happened. Of course, let's
clarify which parent it was, though.
This is not about a parent. We're talking about the dynamic of how Amarachi used to be like goody two shoe in my view, and then stopped snitching. And her stopping of snitching was like, okay, fine, I'm in alignment with you. We're gonna do whatever we're gonna do, and we're not gonna tell mom.
That's not how I understood it. I felt like you guys are moving together until like the tail end of like you guys' friendship with, where Amarachi was
Emma, we're not naming names.
You guys' friendship with her cousin, and Amarachi was like, okay, like I'm just gonna leave now. Like I felt like you came out of it earlier than she came out of it. Okay. So I thought like it was the other way around. Like you went along with it until you were like, oh, this is wrong. But I didn't know like you were kind of like in between in the beginning.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I'm a strong personality, but not really, right? And EJ and this our one cousin, they both have strong personalities. And usually when that happens, I feel like I have to really assume the role of kind of like a mediator, because if there's two conflicting issues, I feel like I have to be the one that's malleable. And then I hate that thing of like, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I pick my sister's side, this other person is going to feel a type of way. And if I don't pick my sister's side, she's going to feel like I'm picking someone over her. I found myself trying to cater to the other person more, like, kind of like not really sticking up for my sister as much as I should. And that's something I actually like kind of don't feel that was right that I did. Like, kind of picking other people above my sisters. And I don't know if it stemmed from the comparison thing that happened in our household, like oh, despise family, kick them under the rug type of thing, because like that's something that I'll say that's something like our dad displayed. Like, he would try to pit us against each other. If you guys didn't hear in the last video, Emma talked about a little bit about how our dad tried to pit her against Levi, or like doing certain things to just for one child. And so it's like kind of like the same thing too. I'm like, oh, I want this other person to like me or whatever, and because it's my sister, like, she's always going to be my sister. So instead of like taking her side, or like not taking her side, but like just sticking up for her more, and like, you can't come in between us, I'm like, I let other people come in between us. And that was displayed in our household, and that's something I still have to be conscious about today, because we're still in the same age group, and we still run the risk of having the same friends. And I don't know why this one likes friends with strong personalities. So I have to be like, I feel like I have to be the mediator, and so I have to be cautious, like, okay, like, just call out the wrong, don't really like pick sides. That's why I don't be saying nothing sometimes, because I'm like, you know, I don't want to be in the middle, and then somebody's gonna be like, oh, two sisters ganging up against me. Then she's gonna be like, oh, you picking her side. No, I ain't doing nothing. So, yeah, I'll say that that's something that I saw happening between me and EJ. Kind of like preferring outsiders against my sister in some scenarios. And that's something that, for me, it wasn't good. And because I didn't agree with some of her lifestyle choices as well, I started to look at her with a certain eyes of like, I don't respect you type of thing. And I know we butted heads over some things. I don't know, do you remember what we butted heads like about?
Before we even talk about that, I do want to go back and talk about the foundation. Yeah. The foundation of the toxic sisterhood that we did have did stem from our father, and like seeing how, I don't want to say father per se, like I would say just the atmosphere of the household. I know Emma did mention our dad pitting her against my brother, and what I mean by that is like little things really that he may not even have noticed that he was doing, like things like if you want to give the children money, you give this person a larger amount of money than the other. Like, in their mind, they're gonna think, oh, why did you give me $10 but you gave my sister $25 or $20? Just not being equal in the distribution of love. Right. It's like when you want to love, it's like when you want to give your children something, you're partial with giving this person that and not giving that person as much. And there's not really much of the explanation doesn't seem to add up. The explanation is always, it leaves the child feeling like, okay, I'm not good enough, or I need to be like my sister's level in order to get more love from my dad. And as simple as that explanation sounds, it does go a long way in the mind of a child growing up. Even with me, I'll also share a little bit about that shortly. But what I do want to say is that I believe that's what fostered this ideology of, okay, family will always be there, I shouldn't pour into family. Outsiders, I need to be able to keep them excited to be my friend, keep them very like in my presence, because I don't want to lose them. But family members, oh well, you're my sister, like I don't gotta, like, you know, you don't have to be number one. And that's kind of what I'm saying about leadership. It's not what you say. You can tell your child you love them. My dad said I love you guys. I mean, he says that, you know, every now and then. But the display of the love is how we just instinctively copied and pasted, even in our lifestyle, even with how we treated each other. And it took the grace of God to, like, you know, be more cautious and aware that loving your neighbor as you love yourself even means the people that you live with on a day-to-day basis, those are your neighbors. If your love of Christ is not going to start from home, it can't start from outside and walk its way back home. It has to start from the inside out.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, with this particular friendship, I know I had some poor lifestyle choices, you know, the things God took me out of. But at that time, I felt like I too was in some ways doing a lot for this particular friend. Whether that had to do, I remember there was one thing that pained me so much, and that was the issue of putting gas in my car for whenever we went out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a bane. Like that the only reason why that made me mad is like I felt like, dang, I pour a lot into this friendship, and I would explain to my sister, like, you know, when I go out with other friends, they give me gas money. Can't you see that what she's doing is wrong? And my sister will flat out tell me that I'm being selfish, just as the friend is telling me that I'm being selfish. So I felt like, dang, my sister can't even see where I'm coming from. Then I felt like something was really, 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 really wrong with me. Because I was like, am I crazy?
For real?
Oh, yeah. I was like... And that time we used to be cussing each other out like no man.
Oh, Isha, we fought like once or twice
because of this particular friendship and this particular friendship of where my sister could not like, because I felt like she and my sister had more of a I felt like she and Amarachi had a closer rapport because
were we codependent?
I really don't know. I just know that it seemed like at some point she liked you more than she liked me because maybe I was more strong-headed.
It's not strong-headed. I think that you would call people out on their stuff, and I feel like at this particular time, this person liked to be the kind of person that's like, I'm the leader, you follow me, type of thing, like being in control. Okay. But you're also a strong person where it's like you have that leader attribute to yourself, and so did she. Not that I'm not a leader, but like that, like, yeah. I feel like in times around people,
she calls people out on their stuff.
Yeah, like.
And is it that you didn't want to call her out, or you didn't see where she went wrong? What would you say it was?
Like, maybe I was scared of rejection. I think the root of it is I'm scared that this person is going to reject me, and so like I'm going to take their side, type of thing.
And I feel like sometimes we don't realize like sisters are friends. If your friends if you're outside, yes, in the body of Christ, we're a family. But, like, you got your blood-related family. If your blood-related family is your friend, I feel like I was struggling for your friendship with me, too. And I felt like, why am I fighting for my sister's friendship? Shouldn't my sister already see, like, this girl...
Yeah.
She says she's our friend, but, like, a true friend will also know, like, you know, I can't just be driving everybody all sides of town. Mm-hmm. And you're not like, hey, girl, I noticed, you know, let me put some gas in your tank. That's what I would do. And it just became this, like, stupid fight that we had, even between me and you. And there was a time that we got, like, physical over something that had to do with me and her. Mm-hmm. And I think she like, didn't want to be cool with me anymore, but then she would call Amarachi at some point. Oh, yeah. And then I got so mad. I was like, Amarachi, like, I called her the B word, and she called me the B word to my sister, and my sister didn't even tell her, like, you don't call my sister the B word. I feel like that is, like, if somebody's going to insult your family member in front of you, like, clips. I was like, Amarachi, how can you call yourself my sister? And this girl's insulting me over the phone, and you can't even stand up for me. She wouldn't even allow you to do that with her brother or mom on the phone, and you're over here, my sister, acting like you can't even say anything. And it made me, like, really grieve Amarachi. I was like, wow. Dang. Like, what the heck? But we didn't know any better. Yeah. And I'm saying, like, back then, that's what it was. And so I think it was it was already proof that there were toxicity in our sister friendship. And then a lot of our relationship was based off of give and take. So there was a time I was like really working, really making a lot of money.
Get right.
I was making money. I can tell you something.
And acting a fool.
I was acting a fool.
Losing the money.
With my money. I really was, because I could have done a lot with that money, but God is the redemptive God. Thank you, God. So Amarachi will call me when she needs stuff in college, and she's nice when she can get money from me.
Did I do that?
Yes. You guys are
toxic. I was toxic.
It was so toxic, and I too was seeking her friendship. So I'm like, I felt like I needed to be needed. So when Amarachi asked me for money, I'm like, oh yeah, here you go, and I was always like taken to her liking, and then it fostered this weird toxic trait where I still have to kind of watch out on it when my siblings kind of control my behavior indirectly, and I respond to the control because I want to be on their good side. I don't call them out. And that was because I didn't want us to go back to a place where, you know, everybody used to say I was the mean sister. I was the sister with the potty mouth. Y'all used to say I was mean. So in efforts of trying to be better, then I start to overcompensate. And there has to be a balance. I'm still the eldest, and I'm not saying I should lord it over them, but if things need to be corrected, it needs to be corrected. But you do it with love. So that's what it was like, give and take. Money, you know.
Yeah, one time I requested her $100 in Cash App just to be funny, and she actually sent me $100 in Cash App. I was like, period. I was like, yo, I posted on my story. I'm like, yo, she really sent me $100. No, I was actually so happy and grateful, but I was just like, I couldn't believe she did it. But so
somebody give me $100.
So like,
and $100 was worth more back then. Like, that's crazy.
Now with inflation, that's $1. So coming from, I'm studying clinical mental health counseling. So while she was talking, I was thinking about the like family systems theory, and usually in families, everyone has labels, like everyone has a role. So how she's talking about how she was the mean sister and all that stuff is like, oh, she's a rebellious one, and like she's the one always in trouble. If she's not in trouble, like something's wrong, like something got to be her fault. And so that's what was going on. And somehow I became the mediator. I feel like I still am today, the mediator kind of. So I've been trying to step out of that role sometimes, but nowadays I'm like the
what
mediator.
Is she even mediating? Because she barely mediates.
No.
People be wanting you to mediate, but you don't even mediate.
Nah, because that's why I don't mediate, because I recognize it's happening, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to mediate. But Emma, what's going on?
Where do you feel like you fit into this toxicity?
I don't feel like I fit into anything right now, because we talk about the past, not the future. See, I wasn't really friends with them. We were really cool like that. Like,
no, you used to beef.
Yeah.
You guys used to
Where
beef.
do you feel like us growing up, like, how do you, when you say me and you used to beef, how do you think that started?
Would you be me?
Stop.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't like the way EJ used to talk to Emma.
Yeah, she used to talk to me like I was a little dog on the street.
Yeah, you did.
And
why do you think that
I was not for it. Like, I'm the type of person that I'll be quiet until you call me out of my name. And I felt like she called me out of my name a lot. And even though, like, she was the oldest sister, you're not supposed to disrespect her, I felt disrespected. I felt despised. So I wasn't going to walk away quietly, if you know what I mean. I was going to stand up for myself. And that's what I did. And sometimes fists were thrown. Voices were lowered, an octave lower. Wait, no. And wait, they were lowered but high.
Yo, Emma scares me.
I got violent.
I wouldn't
you know what I mean,
Emma
bro. I got
angry.
violent. I had to stand my own, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was, but looking back, I just think I didn't like Emma.
Like, why?
She just did not
I just felt like
I think it was the spirit that was possessing her at the time that just didn't like my spirit. If you want me to be completely honest, that's what I think it was.
And I think my dad never really spoke highly of Emma. Like, this is the third born.
He never really expected much from me.
It's like she's the third born. Oh, she has no hair. They call it. I was trying to say that. I was saying Gorimakpa in Nigeria is when you
really
have.
call her that.
Gorimakpa means
Yeah,
you don't
and
have
he used-
hair. That's what it
and he
means.
No,
used to
I know what
call-
you're saying. I'm saying, did he really call her that?
Like, I'm pretty sure that he has called her Gorimakpa. It's nothing.
And he used to call me a goat. He used to call me fat.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was what made me go on a fitness journey in elementary school. I was in 7th grade. And that's when I started going to the gym because my dad was calling me fat. So
Emma lost a ton of weight.
Yeah. We were,
Like,
in the past.
we were counting calories, doing HIIT
Yeah,
every day.
we were doing
waking
my
up at
fitness
5 a.m.
pal. I went pescatarian and then I went vegan. I was not thriving.
No. She was so strict on what she ate.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, because if I say, like, I had this one reason that made me not like you, I can't say what it was. I just feel like it was the atmosphere. Like, it wasn't anything like, oh, this is your sister, love her, care for her, that kind of thing. I don't feel like there was.
She threw me out in the street.
It just seemed like she was an unnecessary member of the family. Like, why did they give birth to her? That I'm not gonna lie, like that's literally what was in my mind, because like I said, the leader of the household, I don't even know if he knew that's what he was doing. Those words he would constantly say, sowing seeds daily, like you gotta watch what you say, because over time that word is reality. It's just like, watch what you say, because growing up we never really spoke highly of you. Looking back now, even though those were jokes or like that's just how dad talks, no, because I didn't in my head register her as an important member of the family. Then Levi was like the quiet one, like no one really, nothing much was said about him. It was just like I was just instinctively following the atmosphere of the leadership in the home, that I, to the point that like I really just didn't care for Emma, and so everything she did, I just didn't want her in my space. I didn't want her around me. Like if I say don't touch something, don't touch it. If you touch it, it's problem. Like everything about her made me upset. Emma did have a little quirks, like, you know, she everybody has issues of things they're working on, but even her quirks, I was not accommodating of it. I just thought she was annoying, so I just iced her out.
So in my head, how I viewed them is that we weren't really friends, and that I would stay really close to my siblings and my cousin. I had 2 cousins that I would stay really close to, and I would always vent to them about my sisters and how like I don't even have sisters, and it feels like Levi is my only friend in this house. And I would always like pray that God would change my sisters so I could finally have sisters. So yeah.
Interesting. Look at how God answers prayers.
Literally, I was like, God, please change my sisters.
Wow.
Like,
Aww. I don't even know if I should cry or laugh. I mean, thank God.
Yeah.
You know, thank God.
Yeah. So let's move on to transitioning, right? So at some point, we ended up going to the same school and living together. But before that happened, we all had our own kind of like separation from that whole family system, that household. I went off to college, and that's when I started my journey with Christ, and ended up going to Liberty. I transferred to Liberty because I felt led to transfer here. And then eventually Emma came here. She was kicking and screaming, but she came here for her undergrad. And she lived on campus. We didn't start living together yet because I came first. And then EJ came for her master's. It was a whole journey. Like, God brought us to this point where he was like, you're all on the same space now. So what happened is that we ended up living together for 2 years. And, you know, we brought what we were already doing in our family system, in our dysfunction, we brought it in with us. And kind of continue the pattern. We love each other. It's crazy. Like, these are my bros, but we can get it there. We can fight. Listen, I'm a still scrapper. I remember one day, I don't know what happened, but Emma got so mad at me, and she was like, "You are a demon. You're not my sister." And she literally like dented my hydro flask. Her EJ stormed out the house. I was livid. I'm pissed off. Like, fights
I
like
don't
that.
even know how we got there.
I don't even know.
But first of all,
It was the
Okay, here's the thing.
Wait, we have to
Here's the
talk.
thing. Ooh.
But wait, we have to talk about
feel
how
like-
we got there. We have
Okay.
to talk about how we got, because I feel like the pivot point was 2018 when Princess Faith broke up with her boyfriend.
Okay.
I feel like that was the pivot point.
Lord, thank you,
And then she
Jesus.
started to see the light.
Delivered.
And,
My God. We need to have a phrase break for that. Oh my
and then
God.
Amarachi had decided that she's not a pre-med student anymore. She's a music student. And then she was trying to figure out her relationship with God. And then again, I feel like for me, what was it, 2018? Yeah, it was 10th grade for me. I was feeling very depressed that semester, that school year. And God was working in me simultaneously. And I feel like at 2018, like that was like a point for all of us where we started trying to follow God in like our own, you know, little steps. Yeah. And then 2020, when we got into quarantine, that was when we were all in the same house at the same time. And it was like there was nowhere for us to go. We had to be friends with each other.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I don't even think I was friends with her.
That's cap.
No, we weren't
2020
friends.
during COVID?
Yeah, that's when we became friends. We weren't friends before that.
I feel like me and Emma were always friends.
We were not friends.
This capology.
We were not
No,
friends. I don't
guys-
remember hanging out with
guys-
you at all.
Okay. you guys did make jokes because there was group chats. It always for the longest, I've always remembered you, Emma, Levi would watch shows. You, Emma,
That's true.
Levi
We
would
did.
joke. Like they
We
had.
did. Oh yeah, we watched
Like yo,
Dance moms. Oh yeah.
yeah. So I don't think it's fair to
that's true,
say.
That's true.
I don't think it's fair to say y'all were not friends. Y'all always were cool.
Yeah.
Y'all always bonded over shows. Y'all always bonded over jokes. It was just I was not.
You kicked yourself out.
I was not in that caucus because I either was with my boyfriend or like I didn't like the show you guys were watching or like I just mentally just checked out. I'm like, yeah, they're doing their own thing. I'm gonna go downstairs and talk to my friends. So.
And even if we invite her, she won't say no.
Yeah, she gonna say no. We invited her. We tried.
And I feel like there's an element to that, but there's a balance. There's more of a balance now.
Yeah.
Um,
and we watched 90210. Bro, we were friends.
I told you. She wanted to. Discredit me so bad.
But that was,
I don't think you guys were never not friends.
I
Even
think that's
when
the
we were
only
friends
time
with
we
the
hung
cousin.
out.
I don't even think we talked about how the cousin friendship ended. I don't really remember how
I
it
think
ended.
that's why I didn't like her. I think it's because like I felt like she was the one taking my sisters away. So I was like, I don't like this girl. And I could tell like she was also preying on you guys' insecurities.
I agree.
So yeah, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
And there was, I feel petty telling the story, but it's very important. Like, so you guys could see the kind of person this person was. Okay, so one time we went to Dunkin' Donuts, right? And we all got a drink. Oh yeah, that's true. Like, we did go out, like, to Dunkin' Donuts and stuff. And then she was like, oh, I need money for my stuff. She got a drink and a donut. I only wanted a donut. That's why I came. I wouldn't have been there. But anyways, yeah, she was like, can you pay for my stuff? I said, why? And she was like, I'll pay you back. I was like, okay, fine. And she's like, she told me this huge 5-minute explanation about how she's going to pay me back. And there was one line in particular that she said, just remember, like, you have this money out here in the world just waiting for you. So, like, don't even feel any type of way. Never paid me back.
Wait, what?
Never paid me back.
I get paid back for something.
And think about this. Like, she's like 6 years older than me or something like that. So like, I was in elementary school, and if she could take advantage of an elementary schooler, who can she take advantage of?
Wait, hold on. She told you have all this money out here waiting for you.
Literally.
But was she lying though?
I mean, she's not lying, but
I know. But you know how God causes all things to work together for our good. Those that love Him and call to His purpose. So. Yeah, it wasn't for your good then, but it's for your good now.
It's not about the money. It's about the principle of the thing, that you would take advantage of a person that's like much younger than you.
So she never paid you back?
Never.
I didn't even know that ever happened.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yo, we may have to do a part 2.
You literally like.
I think we're gonna have to end this and do part 2. Y'all gonna have to come back for this too.
Yeah.
What
But
you think?
when we come back, we're gonna be talking to. Sorry, this is not my channel. This is not my
You
channel.
guys, I'm really busy and I have to head off to LU Praise rehearsal literally right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
it's
what
3.
was the point of this?
We talked about the background.
Maybe the part 1 and it will lead people to like, oh my gosh, what happened? What do you
What
think?
happened?
Because
we were living together.
We haven't even moved on to the process yet. We're still at the problem.
All right. So what you want to tell people to expect?
Okay. So guys, we need to just like leave this to be part 1. There's so much to unpack. We don't want to rush through it. So we're just gonna leave this at part 1. We really hope you guys enjoyed this part. I hope you laughed. I hope like y'all could relate. But in the part 2, we're gonna come in talking about, you know, the process and just where we're at now.
How we live together.
Yeah.
The process really started from 2018 when God really started to work on each and every one of our hearts. But the problem was, let's really talk about it, like the foundation.
Yes.
And how like I explained how like good leadership is important,
like
because it's really not about what you say, it's about what you do.
So good.
People, that is disgusting. Just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Anyways, we have described the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't even scratched the surface, y'all.
Yeah.
But we're just as we remember.
And one thing I definitely want to highlight is like, it was out of like not having fellowship with the Spirit of God, even in us. So
yeah,
keep that in mind.
So if you want to hear how we ended up working out all of our issues and living in the same house with no means of escaping and working together, you'll come back from the next episode.
Yeah.
You would.
We'll see you there.
We'll see
Come
ya.
prepared, coffee and all.
Come prepared.
BYOC.
Popcorn.
All that.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Love you guys. My sister's channels will be linked down below. And we'll see you guys in the next part. Peace. Love you. But Jesus loves you more than we do because he's perfect and we are surely not. Bye, y'all.